So I'm Gav Cross, and this is my night, this is my gig, this is my show. I bring in the best people who come and bring their shows and their stories, but the reality is, after that there's a podcast. We put it on here in 81 Renshaw Street, but it's live. It's live out on the internet. You could listen if you're not here, and we are sold out tonight. You could listen in on Spreaker. All the links are on my Twitter, Funny Looking Pod, and you can join in or listen back. And we interview our guests, we talk to the audience, people call in, people Skype in. And really, it's a platform to launch what I think is a multimedia opportunity. Here, it's comedy, it's live internet, it's video, it's everything. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 81 Renshaw Street to the second live Funny Looking Present!
Shaun. Alright, Shaun. Alright, mate. Alright, Shaun.
What's your name?
Alright, Shaun. My name's Top Joe. Alright. I'm an artisan.
Brilliant. And what are you doing here tonight?
Tonight, I'm at Looking Funny Live. I'm the audience manager. Alright.
Funny Looking Presents.
Sorry, Looking Funny Presents. I'm the audience manager. I've been picked from 1,000 applicants. My job, I'm being paid £200 per evening. My role is to go around the audience. I go around the audience with a microphone, and I place it in front of people when they need to talk. All right, it's a very essential position. Also, I'm like a shaman. All right, I'm trying to get people to have, some kind of psychedelic experience that goes beyond the five senses.
And what challenges have you got tonight? Managing the audience, is there going to be a lot of fights or? Yeah,
there's going to be a big fight tonight. Last time there was a bit of a scuffle between myself and Gav Cross. This was over a cherry tomato that I was trying to get to one of the guests, and I went into the kitchen to cook some beans, which I'm not allowed back into the kitchen to cook. So we had a bit of a scuffle last time, but we'll try not to have a fight. Guys, can we just keep it down a bit, guys? Just trying to I'm on the BBC, so just trying to keep the noise down a bit.
Right, so Funny Looking has been around for a while. It was a podcast idea. I wanted to interview comedians, and what I found out is I'm more interesting than I gave myself credit for. So I set up a live show. We do it every Sunday night, 9 o'clock, from my attic, and I thought, well, that's a good start. But what's the next best thing? Real people and me, and I bring in people to help me. They help me by talking to the audience, by drawing them in, by setting them up, really, because people just want to get close, they want to get to know me. I kind of want to get to know them, but I want to hear their stories.
This man is my guest tonight. His name's Arthur Smith, and he's going to be on the telly tonight. He's friends with Greg Dyke, the BBC controller, and so I'm gonna try and get some food to him tonight, and I'll be cooking for him. Are you happy with that?
I'm mindless.
There we go. Perfect, gentlemen. All right.
That's enough. It's fine.
Sorry?
It's fine. Thank you.
But no, a bit more. But guys, make sure you tune in. I've got a 5-year plan for Funny Looking Live. I've got an 8-year plan to start an alternative comedy club in Liverpool. All right. Then I'm going to take that to Greg Dyke, the Controller General of the BBC. All right. It's going to be Top Joe International. All right. I'm going to be selling basic hardware. I'm going to be selling a clothing range. It's going to offer psychedelic experiences, retreats, that sort of thing, and basic lawyer, barrister kind of needs. So if you have any claims, just come.
How much of it is Greg Dyke? Because he left and opened Greg's, didn't he, the shop?
Greg Dyke has opened Greg's, selling pasties, bakeries. So you mean he's not controlling the BBC anymore? All right, okay.
Hello, I am Arthur Smith, ancient comedian of this parish, and I'm up in Liverpool doing a new show that I've never done before called Mindlessness.
And so what made you decide to be Mindlessness to Liverpool?
Well, I've always felt that Liverpool would be a very good home for Mindlessness, and I've had a deal with my mate Gav, to try out mindlessness here. You know, in the wet sense, it's the mecca of mindlessness, Liverpool, I suppose.
Well, Arthur Smith, a legend. I'll tell you the truth, I saw Arthur Smith when I was 14, when I first got into watching stand-up in South East London, and now him coming to do my gig, it's a real honour for him. I really think that. That he would come, I mean, he's used to doing very big venues and tours, but he would come here to 81 Renshaw Street. I think he'll find that a very special experience. So the 14-year-old me is quite smug right now.
What are you looking forward to about tonight then?
I'm really looking forward to going home at the end of the night, obviously. But I'm actually really looking forward, because this really is, you know, you have to do something for the first time somewhere. And that is the most terrifying thing, you know, like the first time you've ever presented something. Especially if you don't really know what the hell you're doing, and you know, and you haven't really had a technical rehearsal, and then you're an idiot in the first place. But you see, that's all right, because that is mindlessness. And through mindlessness, we will come on to other galaxies without boundaries, without trousers, without horses, and without other stuff.
Taking the show after this, where are you going to perform it?
Well, I may never ever do it again if it's an absolute sodded disaster. But who knows? Who knows? I may do it in, you know, if it goes if it isn't like catastrophic, then I'll do it again probably somewhere in London at the end of January, start of Feb. Then I'll pick out a few gigs, and then who knows? Maybe I'll take it to Edinburgh, and then on to New York, Melbourne, Alaska, and then out into space and do the first ever gig to be performed by a human being on Mars.
So next month is Holly Byrne, but is it Holly Byrne? You'll know Holly Byrne, she went viral last year with a parody of Posh Spice. She was on Bad Bridesmaids, but she's doing... So she's doing, Holly Byrne, she's doing Kirsty Kay, and Kirsty Kay is a character of hers that she... This is Top Joe. Top Joe helps me out with the gig. Kirsty Kay. Holly Byrne is coming, and she's going to be Kirsty Kay, and she's putting some new material on, and she's a clown. She's a performer. You can find out more, just funny-looking pod all over the place, funnylooking.co.uk. Come and see her show. Come and join in the podcast. You are very, very welcome. Why would you do that?
No, I don't think Arthur Smith's going to be happy.
Have you broken it? Have you broken it?
I was just doing some basic experiment.